Hey, Eagle fans, I'm Thomas Mott. Welcome to Philadelphia Eagles Now. We haven't done a mailbag video in so long, and so today we're jumping on here and answering a bunch of your mailbag questions. First, though, if you want to get in on our next mailbag video, you got to be subscribed and use the hashtag Eagles down below in the comment section to ask any question that you want. But the main key here is, if you want to be a part of the channel, be part of these videos, part of the mailbag, go down below and hit that red subscribe button. I jump into some of the better mailbag questions we've had over the past couple of, weeks now. It's been a couple weeks since I've done one of these. We'll start with Nicholas, who says, who do you think will lead the team in sacks? Also, who do you think has the highest chance of winning an award this year? I'm a big fan of Javon Hargrave this year. I don't think he's going to lead the team in sacks because he's a defensive tackle, but I think we're going to look back this year and say the best D tackle or the best defensive lineman this year was Javon Hargrave. I think he's going to be an absolute monster this year. Lead the team in sacks is probably going to be Brandon Graham or Josh Sweat, but I'm pumped to see what Hargrave is going to go ahead and be able to do. Let me say this quickly, though. The Eagles are going to eat versus the Falcons. The Eagles will eat versus the Falcons. As Atlanta broke yesterday, they lost their starting left tackle. They had Matt Gono. He got injured. They had Josh Andrews. He broke his hand. They're going to start a rookie, Jalen Mayfield, at left tackle against Philadelphia. I mean, it is going to be a feast for the Eagle defensive line against the Atlanta Falcons. In terms of a chance of winning an award this year, that's tough. That's really tough. I think that as it currently stands, Devontae Smith has a good chance of winning Offensive Rookie of the Year. It's probably your best chance right there. Defensive Player of the Year is tough to do because Aaron Donald exists. I don't think Jalen Hurts is going to win MVP, even though he's going to be really, really good. So best scenario in terms of best player with the highest chance of winning an award, it's probably Devontae Smith. But I can't overestimate or underestimate enough how good Philadelphia's going to be against this Atlanta Falcons. The Falcons' problem are defensive line and offensive line, and the Eagles' strengths are defensive line and offensive line. It's going to be a fun game in Atlanta here in about, right around a week. We're getting close to a week at least. It's almost game week in Philadelphia, getting ready to come down to Atlanta to play the Falcons. Okay, let me ask you guys this. Ad break, a pin comment here as well down below. Who will lead the Eagles in sacks this year? I think it's probably going to be Graham or Sweat. I think probably Sweat is probably going to be my absolute pick, but I think Hargrave's going to be a baller, as I said. Who leads the Eagles in sacks this year? Give me your comment down below right now in the comment section. All right, we're going to jump into Ramiro Martinez. He's a subscriber. I've done his questions before. He says, do you think Josh Sweat will have a breakout year? And who do you think will lead the Eagles in receiving? Yes, Josh Sweat will. Sweat's had a crazy good training camp. I think when Fletcher Cox was asked who's going to break out this year, his main answer on defense was Josh Sweat. Sweat has been not just consistent, it's his get off the ball that is, to me, the best in Philadelphia right now. I mean, literally, he gets off the football so fast. And for a guy who was a four-star recruit out of FSU and who could have been a lot higher drafted had he not had the knee issues, he's been really, really consistent the past couple of years. This is his season. He will start at defensive end. They'll rotate people in there. We talked about that. But I think that you're going to see an absolutely insane year from Josh Sweat. I'm predicting 8+ sacks. I think 8+ sacks from Josh Sweat alongside the top 5 defensive line in the National Football League. This team is going to eat on the front. At least the front four is, and Sweat's a big part of that. I think he's going to have a breakout year. 8+ sacks is my prediction there. In terms of the Eagles in receiving yards, the easy pick here is Devontae Smith because he's obviously going to be the feature receiver. I think Jalen Reagor is going to have a great year. Jalen Reagor's had a very good training camp. He's been very consistent, and he's going to be the guy I think who has the most catches in Philadelphia this year. I think Watkins is going to be the most explosive, and Smith's going to be the best out of the three starters. But I think you're talking about overall catches. I'll go with Jalen Reagor. I'm very pumped to see what he is going to be able to do. But I think you're going to go overall. The easy answer, of course, is Devontae Smith because Devontae Smith is going to be an absolute beast, as that's why we drafted him number 10 overall. Who leads the Eagles in receiving yards this year? I'll throw Dallas Goedert into the mix because he, of course, is going to be the number 1 tight end alongside Zach Ertz. Is it Goedert? If it is, type G. If it's Smith, type S. If it's Reagor, type R. If there's somebody else, then tell me who it is. I think these are your top 3 chances to be, or top 3 options to be the number 1 receiver on Philadelphia. Goedert, Smith, or Reagor. Pick who you think it will be down below right now in the comments section. Dylan's gameplay says, what was the point of the Eagles signing Nick Mullens just to cut him? Well, they wanted a little competition for Joe Flacco. They were confident in Joe Flacco, and they gave him a lot of money to be the backup quarterback, but they also wanted to push him a little bit in training camp. That's one reason why they went ahead and signed Nick Mullens. And 2, they wanted a good camp arm for the third-string wide receivers. Philadelphia was a team that had a lot of receivers at the bottom of the depth chart who they were trying to see if they were good or not. If you have a bad number 3 quarterback or camp arm, as they say, they're not going to get a lot of quality reps, especially in preseason games. The thought process was that Nick Mullens was a very capable backup quarterback and sometimes starter in San Francisco. He could come in and give the guys good looks with the second and third string offenses. Obviously, didn't perform as well as they had hoped. That's why they went ahead and traded for Gardner Minshew. Here's the deal. Again, I keep reiterating this with Gardner Minshew. I talk to a ton of people who keep saying that Minshew's going to push Jalen Hurts for a starting job. It's not going to happen. He's there to push Joe Flacco for a backup quarterback job. And once Flacco retires at the end of this year, most likely, then Gardner Minshew will be the number 2. And Howie Roseman, as we know, always likes to have a capable number 2. I think Minshew is probably the most capable number 2 quarterback in the entire NFL. Now, with that being said, the season, as we mentioned, is just around the corner. Quick shout out to our friends at BetUS and the crazy deposit bonus they have going on right now. Go to chatsports.com/EaglesBet. Use that promo code Eagles125 for a 125% deposit bonus whenever you first really set up your account, right? You bet on Philadelphia, which you can bet on them against Atlanta. They're underdogs against Atlanta right now, which is crazy. Also, bet the Philadelphia Phillies, 2-game backs of the Braves in the National League East. Big win for the Phillies last night, or a couple nights ago. And then, of course, even the Philadelphia Union, the soccer team up there in Philadelphia. Of course, Philadelphia, the Eagles, they have the worst odds to win the NFC East. I saw ESPN had them a 12% chance to win the division, which is ridiculously stupid. I mean, the fact that is even a 12% in this division is insane. I think the odds right now are plus 500, so you bet $100, you win $500 if Philadelphia wins the NFC East. Get your betting on right now, chatsports.com/Eagles. Bet that promo code again, Eagles125. Get that 125% deposit bonus whenever you first sign up. Okay, Rowdy Eagle says, what happened to Travis Fulgham this offseason? Okay, I'm going to say something that's going to be controversial, and you guys might get mad at me for this, but it's true. Travis Fulgham was overrated. Simple fact. He had an incredible 4-game stretch last year. Incredible. And I was really hopeful, and I bought the Kool-Aid. But after watching training camp, after watching preseason games and reading up on Travis Fulgham, he was overrated because he was not good this offseason. Whether he got in his own head, as Jason Avant has said on his channel, I think there was someone else who mentioned that as well, or he just was never that good. Fulgham was always overrated. And it's, again, why the Eagles went ahead and not only drafted Jalen Reagor last year, because, of course, Fulgham hadn't broken out yet, but they drafted Devontae Smith again. Fulgham didn't even make the roster this year. It shows you that, one, you got to give a little bit of credit where credit is due to Quez Watkins. And two, if Fulgham couldn't beat out J.J. Arcega-Whiteside, he was overrated from the beginning. I don't know. It happens in the NFL. Guys play out of their mind. And I think Fulgham can be as good as he was during that 4-game stretch this past year. But for whatever reason, he's regressed and regressed mightily. He deserves to be on the practice squad. He's going to need to go and take time, hopefully look inwards, figure it out. And then the hope is at some point you bring him up, especially if there's an injury, or next year he has a chance to go ahead and make the final 53-man roster. But I think it's safe to say that Fulgham was overrated. No hate to Fulgham. I wanted him to be good this year. He's what you want in a receiver, but just couldn't get it done. The fact he was cut speaks volumes to how bad he was this offseason. Although, just to show a little bit of love, drop a like down below if you guys think Fulgham will be back on the active roster at some point this year. If you think he's going to come back, make a little run, and becoming one of the 5 wide receivers we have in this team, 6, whatever it is, drop a like down below for Travis Fulgham coming back. Jalen Hurts has a comment. That's probably not the Jalen Hurts. It'd be funny if it was, though. He says, Elliot Parks guy, that's the 94.1 WIP guy, Elliot Shore Parks is his name, said Jalen would have 35 touchdowns. Eagles would have 11 wins. If that happens, Jalen Hurts better be an MVP candidate. He would be. I mean, 35 touchdowns and 11 wins for Philadelphia, he would 100% be an MVP candidate. Hurts can be really great this year. I am so excited to see Jalen Hurts play week 1 against the Atlanta Falcons because I think it will be the beginning of a building snowball process effect that has been working for the past 5 months about Eagle fans and the national media eventually being on board with Hurts being really good. I think he's going to ball out against the Atlanta Falcons, not just because he has a good supporting cast around him, but the offensive line is healthy. The running game is going to be exciting. Devontae Smith is there, but the Falcons' defense is very bad. I think all those are going to combine into the Eagles winning by double digits against the Atlanta Falcons on Sunday, 2 Sundays from now, or 1 Sunday, depending when you watch this video, in the ATL, and that will begin the hype train, and people will start to see what I've been saying all along here on the channel, and people rip me for it, say I'm a homer, that Jalen Hurts is going to have a really big year. 35 touchdowns, 11 wins. He definitely will be in the conversation, but I don't think that would win it because we expect Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes and probably Aaron Rodgers to throw 40-plus touchdowns. So either way, Hurts is going to be good this year, and that's all that matters. How many total TDs for Hurts this year? Because the 35 for Elliott Parks is like rushing and throwing. Where are you at on total touchdowns? I hope it's like 27 throwing and 6 rushing, right around that. I mean, 35 would be great, but give me your total touchdown count list for Jalen Hurts in the comments section. All right, one more here. Rhett Brooks says, how many of our predicted starting O-line will play all 17 games? I don't know. Hopefully all of them, because this offensive line, when healthy, is one of the best in the league. Now, right now, they are healthy, and that's good news. I think they're going to be okay. The depth is good this year. Like, the depth wasn't that great last year. You know, Ben Toth and Nate Urbig, they had to place them, and they weren't necessarily ready. They were very green. They've had one good offseason. I think they're going to be fine. But if they play all 17 games, then the chance of Jalen Hurts being good this year and them running the football very well and winning a lot of games is dramatically higher. When all 5 of these guys play, even when Carson Wentz wasn't playing at his best, they still are, I mean, a good offense, and that was with bad receivers. So I think they're going to be just fine. I don't know how many games that they're going to play. I project them to play all 17, and hopefully more, because you're going to win maybe 10 games and go to the postseason. That's my projection. Okay, all time for today here on Philadelphia Eagles Now. Again, use the hashtag Eagles in the comments section to get a part of our next week's mailbag videos. We, of course, do mailbag videos every week, normally, during the season. Little changes this week because, of course, all the cuts and the practice squad signings. But make sure you guys are subscribed as well, because we have such a fun week upcoming. Like, literally, last video this week, Next week, it's game week, and getting ready for the start of the season is going to be an absolute blast. So go ahead and subscribe and join us here on the Philadelphia Eagles Now channel. Again, for Philadelphia Eagles Now, I'm your host, Thomas Mott. We're out of time. Signing off for the rest of your day.